Skadoosh.
Okay.
Like that. What up? Hello. Today, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fucking great.
I'm feeling really good too. I feel better than I do yesterday.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be so like, I'm fucking fine, how are you? Like, no.
We found out through the technical things that we had to do to get this set up that we are officially going to get a second mic.
Segundo.
See.
Sí.
What up, girl? Hi. So today, I wanted to talk about a couple different things. One of them being
This is gonna be awesome. Y'all ain't ready.
robots.
Robots!
The second one being aliens.
Aliens.
Because why not? We're on the same, like...
I can't wait for her to tell you guys about, if anything, I'll just say what you said and I'll be like, girl, like, how do you really feel?
I'm trying to remember all the things that I wanted to say
You want a tarot card?
about the robots and the aliens.
Yeah.
But I know that, like, this happened a couple nights ago now, maybe last week, about the robot conversation, about how I saw this article online, and it was actually an article. It wasn't a TikTok. It was actually an article about how somebody, like, I don't know, somebody head honcho said that, like, within the next, like, 10 years.
Face me. Like,
Yeah.
I think the whole point of a vlog or a podcast is to have the presenters be, we're learning.
We're learning.
But
But yes, how I saw this article
close can we get?
about this higher up that was saying how, like, in 10 years.
no, focus, Fancy.
We're so close to one another.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Right on. Your eyes are beautiful.
Your eyes are like
Wink.
double wink. How in like 10 years robots are going to be taking over like jobs and stuff, and like how like teachers are going to be replaced by robots. Mm-hmm. And that got me thinking of like how students are going to react to having a robot as their teacher. And that's sort of the conversation between you and I of like how I was thinking, like, you know, explosion ahead, like students are not going to like treat this robot with respect as a teacher, and like they're going to like...
That's why they're arming them.
Yeah, I didn't read that part.
That wouldn't be in the article.
Yeah.
Could
like,
you imagine them if they had like a super like boundaries have been crossed? Pew, you know, like.
Yeah.
I have a theory on why they're doing that, but I don't think it would be personally my theory. But honestly, please tell everyone your positioning on AI in general, because I think we have such different viewpoints on, like, I feel like you come from a really like cautious standpoint with it. Like you got that flick back going. You're like, and I'm like, cool. So, you know, but you have very legit, if you don't think about like everybody else's patterns with hearing about AI and like the fact that it's like, how do you feel about like all these robot things that you're researching?
So
or AI.
I am not one for having a robot in your house.
I am.
And you are.
Yep.
I think eventually I'll get there.
Why aren't you down for... Oh, yeah. I kind of went into an actual question, and then I'm like, oh, yeah. Guys, we never shut up. Okay.
I think eventually I might get there to where I'll feel comfortable to have one like scooting around the house. But as of
not
right,
like a shark, like an actual, you know,
like an actual like
the
walking.
Vacuum. She's like, I'm open to the shark. It's so common. It's familiar.
Right.
You poor little.
Right.
Aww.
I think it's a matter of just me thinking that like it's. I am skeptical because in my head I think of like the things that I've seen on like TV or movies or something like that, where they like retaliate, and like they just they'll like.
For a world full of retaliation, and you're like, meh, I don't know why a robot movie would do it for you. Seriously, like, and you're even the kind of person that goes, it's just a movie, and now you're like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want one of those things in my house.
Because then I'm like, I'm thinking like, okay, if I came home one day and you were like out, and I came home and a robot was like cooking or like doing some household work or something like that, like I would be like, you are excused for the day. You may go home now. Like, I don't really want you in my space. I want the comforts of my own home and with just me, my wife, and my cat.
Chick. And oh my God, Trish, I am so sorry. Like, you're so cautious and I am not. And I think together, one of us will be the reason we have a serial killer in the house. I swear to God. And it'll be me.
It'll be
and be like, who's in the kitchen? Oh, that's Teddy. And Teddy's a robot, but we have a manufacturer coming to work on it. And, I mean, like, seriously, I don't mean to open our doors to the general public, like some kind of like sideshow, but at the same time, like, it is kind of funny, like the way, I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm talking about AI and I'm like, I let a murderer in the house.
Like,
how did you know?
I just don't want it like as a full-time thing in the house. Like, I feel like maybe like,
not in a studio, I would imagine, be like,
I could probably
robot, go to your corner. This is weird.
Turn
around. It's like,
I
think it'd be cool because all I see is Big Five.
I mean, but that's like,
that's what it would be. I mean, you're not going to have an inflatable marshmallow man in your house.
True. But then also, okay, remember back in...
I think it was Big Hero. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But I knew who you were talking about. Right. Yeah. Back in like, I think it was like February when we went to Madame Tussauds and we had dinner and we saw that guy with like a robot looking human.
Yeah.
That got me thinking about like robots in everyday life and like, I still just could not have it just hanging around, like just... I
don't want to assume too much about what was going on, but it did look like I can justify it any way I want to.
Yeah.
But it's really, I feel like it was definitely being escorted around. Did it not look like it was kind of being shown around?
Yeah.
It looked like Sophia, the original AI robot, humanoid. Yes, they're called humanoids. It looked like that, but it did look a little companion-y, and honestly, my heart... I mean, and it's stupid because I feel like there's two ways people could feel about it. Mm-hmm. Judge it or feel what I felt was... If that was some kind of emotional attachment because of loss, was immediately where I went. And someone to take care of, a companion humanoid. And, I know it's really kind of like, I don't know... If that's the fear behind it, like these, it's replacing human connection. I look around and go, what human connection?
Right. Yeah.
And maybe I'm a little bit cynical and angry with things right now, but it's like, everybody's like, oh, I'm so lonely, and the fucking phone is the humanoid companion, is it not?
Right.
But there's so it's kind of like.
And like I see.
So you. Is it like some kind of psychological thing you can't get past with a AI robot, like a humanoid
I think it's just because it's not in my everyday. I think that if I had been like brought up in an environment where robots were like, I would be like, oh, I'm so for.
So you're kind of like.
I think it's just because it's just so unknown, and like I don't have that, like,
it's too new,
and like I think the fact that like we have like all these like little things already that are AI, like Alexa and like all these like things.
Do you ever feel like you have to be polite to an artificial intelligence that like communicates with you? I do.
Oh yeah, like saying thank you for that,
right?
Or like you can go away now. Like you can like I don't need your advice anymore. Like, you've helped me, and like now you can go back to sleep or whatever you're doing. You know, like I feel like I'm all for the advancement of technology. Right. Let me just say that. Like, okay. I'm all for it. It's just, I think I don't
but it looks like a human. No.
Yeah, and I think
it's a little freaky when it's closer to your likeness.
Right.
Is that it? Really?
I think that, like, seeing that guy with, like, the robot out to dinner, I think that really, like, opened up, like, my perspective about it. Because I can totally see that perspective of, like, comfort and like that wanting that human attachment.
Right. It's just, and like, right.
But
like,
when I picture it in my own house, I'm like, I just don't see like a need for it. Like, I feel like somebody else could really benefit from having something like that. And for me personally, like, I would just be like,
well, you're hyper independent. Why would you need a robot?
I mean,
it's not,
yeah.
You know, I'm trying to knock that out of you. But, I have 40 years, 50, 60 years left with you. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
I mean, gosh, who knows? In 30 years, I could just be eating my words and we'll have an actual robot.
That is my goal. It's like every time you go to something because it's so unfamiliar, I'm like, maybe that's the secret of our lives together. The secret lives of the fancy pants. But like, maybe that's the secret to it, is that you're not good with anything new. You're just like, you just poke at it if you even go near it at all. And I totally get that. Like, you're just cautious, and that's wonderful. Yeah. But you have to realize that you make it into maybe you don't have to realize anything, but maybe I should tell you, it makes it into a little bit of a challenge for me. And I'm like, I will convince you why this is a good thing. And yes, there's so many like bad things. Dude, it's hard for me to get you a new phone. Like, you're like, no, this is the one. I understand. I can't tell if it's a frivolous thing or if it's a self-deprecating thing or if it's a sound moral code. I can't tell.
I think it's just in me that, like, if it's working and it's fine and I don't have any issue, why do I need to get a replacement? Like...
But at the same time, I mean, that's completely different because you've in the past let your phones like literally like drag their legs behind.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. It's like glitching and you're like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then you utilize it for work and then you're like, I need a new phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know, fool.
Yeah.
I think you have attachment issues with your phones and technology and anything new. I didn't know it could do that. I'm telling you, explore. You're my wife. I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, you are.
Explore.
But yeah, so that
she's nothing but Sag. Explore. I mean, she's more than Sag, but
I mean,
she has a lot of Sagittarius energy, which is all about like exploring and being adventurous. But she's like Aquarius, which is so something y'all do, and I appreciate that. But like. No, it's that energy, right? I'm just an annoying wife, so.
No, not at all. You're just trying to like get me to see something, a different view of it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it doesn't feel like, some kind of criticism, I guess is where. Well, I mean, it could come off that way because I've rolled my eyes at you so many times for complaining about something that's inconvenient, and you're so like. This is talking about phones now, let alone a robot. So if I can't get you to switch your old software,
I'm
certainly not going to get an AI robot in the house. I mean, I want one of those. They're so cool. Moxies, man. It's basically just a phone that you can't dial. Like, Moxie can't make a phone call for you. But, like, you can program them to do... To read your books, and you can program them to do your homework with you. If you have say back when you started the Japanese tea journey, right?
Yeah.
Or the matcha journey. Moxie, you could have asked Moxie to tell you how to pronounce the leaf.
Yeah.
Brew. You could have programmed Moxie to you could have programmed Moxie to do all kinds of things. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for everyday use, these things like store. Do you remember when you came home and you said there was this guy that came in that was like telling you don't let Biden put the chip in you?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I can see why people are so afraid, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know a lot about the chip, but I do know that it's overall, like, contribution to humanity is that, like, the good parts of it are
actually to help.
And I don't really know. Maybe it is, unfortunately, some sort of problem. I'm not debating you on the possible risks of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently, they. But it is a computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though we are the biological computers that are now inventing these artificial computers, that's pretty intense for humanity, and it blows my mind personally.
Yeah.
And I know you're impressed with it. I just know that you have your boundaries with the likeness of, coming around a corner and seeing a humanoid.
Yeah.
And you're like, it doesn't even have to look real. What if it looked like Terminator without the red eye and the blown off part?
Yeah.
Like, what if no, you like skulls?
I had a skull phase. I don't necessarily think that I'm really into them.
That's so
though.
good, because I have to cancel that order I got for the candle.
But yeah, like I think I'm, as the years like progress, like I think I'll become more open and more like, and have a better understanding of why people have them and what their uses are and stuff like that. Of course,
just more research,
Yeah.
You gotta have every single detail.
Yeah. I think it was just seeing that article of like, oh, they're gonna not only be taking over your jobs, but like they're gonna be in like higher up positions and stuff, and it was just like, okay, like trying to wrap my brain around what that would even look like, and like
what do you mean by higher up positions?
Like police officers and people in Senate and like government officials and like teachers and powerful people, like, and
it's
they're
so
going to be
funny. At first I thought you said synod, like church, but you Senate. Got it. No. I'm not correcting your articulation.
No, I know.
I thought I heard. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah. But like
in the Senate, I'm like, oh, word, okay.
I think I'm just like,
maybe the Senate
seeing
too.
That initial article, I was like, that's interesting. I wonder, like, because I just wonder, like, if people are gonna take that seriously and how they're gonna like.
They're gonna take it exactly how you're taking it.
Make it
cautiously.
Right.
I just feel like you really do have. I don't think you have. I think you have. About as many cautions as the regular person.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, I won't be trying that. But you're also not very adventurous. And I know that that's just because, you don't need to be adventurous. That you're like, I've been adventurous and it was terrifying. So absolutely not. Like, it's completely understandable. I'm sorry that you got with me. Like, one time she was like, I don't like movement. I don't like a lot of really fast, rapid movement. And I used to make the joke, then why did you get with me? And, and she's like, well, I can handle. And I'm like, it's true. I'm like a condensed version of, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
it's more about like, that nauseating feeling of like spinning.
I thought I get
like,
I'm spinny and everything else. So
but like physically,
you're like, no, baby, physically, you're mentally spinny, yes, but
like exactly. Physically, it's like a whole different thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then aliens. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've talked about aliens before.
Never.
I feel like we have.
We've talked about it. We have never recorded it on a microphone.
I feel okay. Maybe I'm just.
No, we are excessive off the mic.
I mean, yeah. Off the mic. That's
off the
funny.
mic, we are excessive. And I love it. I never.
I wanted to talk about aliens because we saw this video. Don't know if it's like real or fake or whatever, but how this alien was saying how they are just future humans. Yeah.
Well, and I don't think the video is fake. I do think it's I think elements of it are an illusion, like the dialogue. And the fact that you know that this is in like an underground space and everything like that. I think the Wi-Fi's terrible, and that's why the connections are like.
Yeah.
But they're like, can you tell us why you're here? I don't think the conversation's real.
Yeah.
I do think that the footage is real.
But what do you think about the possibility that aliens are just us in the future?
I think evolution is being shown to us every day. And whether we choose to sit like an AI in the home, if you can't imagine a robot helping you do your dishes and your laundry, then you're certainly not going to like the idea to hear that aliens are us.
Yeah.
And it's not going to, it's like, you know, but I mean, is it possible? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It'd be silly to say anything other.
I think it's totally possible.
I mean, maybe it would be silly to say anything other, but when you look at it and they're like, but I do think that conversation is doctored. Do I think?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's another thing. You know how we've always been told that we only use 10% of our brain? Mm-hmm. Well, we must figure out how to use the rest of it because our heads are huge in the future. And we must have so much information that we can store 37. We can store all the languages in the land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I do not think aliens are here to hurt us.
No,
I think that
I don't
there's
either.
a gigantic. I think like, come on, like.
I don't think aliens are here to hurt us at all. No.
I think some species that are. Like, aliens are just another species, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if this alien was us from the future. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing this AI video when TikTok first came out. This was like forever ago.
Yeah.
And it was an AI making a TikTok saying that it was at the end of the last day on Earth before a huge explosion. The whole place was on fire. But this is also, like, you know how, sorry, the timing of it, I was like, well, we're good. I mean, it's long live, we're going to live for a while. I don't want to live. Yes, you do. So,
the video where, like, the day before the planet blows up.
Yeah, thank you. So it's the last humanoid. Mm-hmm. And it's in, like, the year 9 trillion. It's crazy.
Okay.
And so we still also have, you know, these phones that we have. I think they're considered burners. That's hilarious. Like the burner phones that we have, that's what's going to be available. They're really, really, what do you call it, resilient apparently to heat and other things. So phones really do take a completely different turn. The fact that there's a humanoid hitting your cord on a phone is hilarious to me. So you're like, well, this is it. It's been nice, you know. And it's like, you know, and there's like fire in the background, and I was like, well, I don't know how. Of course, we're meant to question everything, right? But it's not completely out of the realm of possibility to be completely correct. And then you were mentioning. The fact that they found. Could you explain the portal, the multi-dimensional?
Oh yeah,
truth?
Something about they scientists have found out that they've created this system or something to where they found that there are parallel universes to ours.
Yeah,
and that's like a legit thing now, and it's been like confirmed or something like that. So that also made me think about the whole alien thing.
Right.
Because it's like, well, there's so many different theories as to where aliens come from. And I feel like the more that comes out with, you know, breaking technology news about like parallel universes and stuff, like the more that gives space for like where aliens could actually come from, because like some say they come from the ocean, some say they come from a completely different planet, but what if they come from another parallel universe to ours,
right,
and they just come through that way? Like, I think it's really fascinating the things that we're finding out about the universe and just the space
right
outside of our planet. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, could be a conclusion.
That's true.
Like, they could just opening up the door to find out where they're coming from, baby. And I'm not saying baby to you. Sorry, it's like, girl. I think that we are so.
And
kept in the dark.
We are kept in the dark. Oh, for sure. And I'm always like joking with her that like, if the aliens did come, like, sure. Like they can.
Would you be afraid if you saw something? Yeah.
I don't think I feel like.
I'm sorry. I don't see you being
I
like,
don't.
oh my God, Bob. It's been forever. Sector 9.
I
right?
don't think they mean us harm. But then you see like those documentaries or something where it's like people have been abducted by aliens and they've been worked on by aliens. And so that makes you think that like, well, obviously they weren't harmed because they're on planet Earth again and they're living their life and they're going through whatever they like.
I think the biggest harm in these abduction stories is the fact that people criticize and ridicule and are cynical about it.
Yeah.
Like not acknowledging their experience. Like, these
Right.
people are just crazy.
Trying to make them look like they're crazy and they're
That's
not.
not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just because you
Like,
didn't experience it.
I don't think that like they mean it, they're gonna harm us. I don't think that. But if a UFO did land, or UAP, whatever they're called nowadays, it keeps changing. Did land.
I've never heard UAP.
UAP. I feel like that's a new term that's recently come out.
Unidentified alien personnel.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it though?
It's something along the lines of
Is
that.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Unidentified alien personnel.
But like I think
Seems redundant.
I would just be observant of them. I wouldn't necessarily go towards them or go away from them. I think I would just be observant and
You
based
are a very
on
observant person.
their energy, their
Friendly
actions.
demeanors.
Yeah, I would either go away or
See, I've been
just-
watching too many Southern parodies about meeting aliens. Way too many Southern parodies.
Oh my god.
This poor guy just crashed right here. You know they got. They were like, this poor guy's girlfriend just broke. You know they got Trisha's out there too. Oh, that
Yeah.
made
Oh,
me
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up. And I was like, I got a celestial named Trish.
Yeah.
She's like, aliens though. What would I do? I'm like, baby, you are an alien.
Obviously, if one was like
You're
any
an
kind of like
alien.
threatening demeanor, I would not go towards it. But like, I don't think that overall that would happen. I think that they are just wanting to observe maybe how life is. Maybe because where they are, maybe it's like the year 9 trillion where they come from, and then they come back here and they're like, oh, this is ancient land. Let's see what humans are doing back in 2000 and something. Like, let's see how they, like, I feel like
I think
it's
based
just
on the shit we know now, baby, we've been under observation.
oh,
my God.
totally, this whole time.
So
even like
when people are like, "Are aliens real?" I'm like, "Yes."
yes, and they've been around
And
for
by the way,
ever.
I don't know. Like we're what about that thing that Molly Englehart posted about
Oh, God, which one?
asking artificial intelligence what the greatest threat to the Earth was, and it
Oh
was
yeah,
humans weren't supposed to be here.
yeah. Like we're
destructive.
We're destructive, and the main thing that we can do for this planet, since how we are here, is to regenerate and do
the most
farming and like
the most responsible thing we can do is agriculture and regenerative agriculture.
Right.
And
yeah.
I was like, well, damn.
But I want to know, like, if anybody, like, feel free to comment. I want to know what you think about robots. And I want to know what you think about aliens. Because we have different opinions, but then we connect on certain things. And I just want to know what everybody else is feeling about robots and aliens.
Agreeance that they are here, they are here, they are here.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
I think you have.
And, like, you and I
just a very
both agree that,
cautious-
like, we don't think that they're going to be harmful. It's just a matter of like having like not being infiltrated, if you will, by like movies or TV shows or like, you know, like conspiracy theories. Like, no, go with like what your gut says.
Conspiracy theories out there. It's
Yeah.
the fact that we still use the term conspiracy theory when, like, I don't know.
So many things are being, yeah.
Like the whole thing feels like it's over the top.
Yeah. But yeah, comment down below what your feelings are on robots and aliens and if you would have one in your house and if you would like
an alien or
a robot, sorry. And when it comes to aliens, like, are you afraid of them? Are you like beam me up with you? Like, are you like take me with you? Take me out of this planet and get me. You can do work on me. Yeah. Like, what are your opinions on that? I'm very curious to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying your life inside of your home right now? Like, I don't know. How are you doing? Like, tell the people how you're doing.
I'm doing really well. I'm doing so much better. I know I'm like all hunched over, but it's just because I'm on my cycle.
This is. Oh, that's true. That's true.
And I have really bad cramps right now. Are you gonna make an appearance?
Hi, baby.
Hi.
Got the energy.
Yes, I'm doing so much better. I am loving my job. I am loving my days off. I am loving my cat and loving my wife, and all is good. And it's going to be such a fun year. We have so many fun things planned for this year.
So many fun things planned.
Yeah.
This year is going to be epic.
Yeah. It's already been so much fun. We've already done a lot of fun things, but we have way more fun things coming up, and I'm very excited to go and participate. But yeah, I'm really excited about this year. I've been excited about this year for a while, but I feel really good.
I want to show off my jersey so bad right now. Should I make it like for later?
Make it for later.
It's so hard.
I know.
Okay.
T- next vlog, because I feel like we vlog like once a month. So like next vlog, it'll be up.
No.
It'll be going.
It's about appropriate. It's very difficult to link up. Like, go figure. We may live in the same house, but we have very separate lives. It's very interesting because we didn't start that way. I mean, we're in a different phase of life, so it's like...
Yeah.
And I'm doing well, too. Oh,
how are you
man.
doing?
Oh, my God. Yeah, thank you for asking. We talk about me, like, all the time, so it's like, you know, it's kind of nice for her to get this little refresher. We talked about that last night. I'm like, my God. But... Oh, the last time we spoke, I was like, I think I was a month into trying to figure out how to regulate all the new hormones and things like that, and lack of hormones, and
we were talking about premenopause. We were talking about a lot of health stuff.
Well, I thought I was getting better, and I remember how I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I went right back into what I thought was going to be a slower paced kitchen. And then one day I couldn't get up. And I was feeling like I always felt like super weak, really. And then, you know, it just came down to it. And now I'm on a whole bunch of supplements and things like that to help with vitamin deficiencies, and I'm on a high protein diet I started training at a boxing gym.
That's right. Tell the people. I'm so excited.
When I first met her, she was like graduating personal trainer. She was getting her certification to be a personal trainer. So every time I talked to her about like weightlifting class and stuff like that, like, I mean, I sweat immediately, and I'm doing like these like incapable reps, you know, like people are like in these weight training classes, people are putting like huge, they look really heavy, but they show you like how, like, but they're rubber. Yeah. These they're like go-kart tires. Yeah. So like they're weights, but like if I see these people putting on like maximum pounds or doing like these what do you call them, deadlifts. Yeah. And I got just the bar and I'm like, ah! Yeah. You know, and I sweat just pouring down. She's like, baby, you've always been so sweaty. And I was like, why? And she goes, genetics. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I, start writing and just drip, drip.
But you started at this gym.
I did. I started at the gym, and I have to go slow pace. The trainers are very good to me. They're like, on the board, they'll put down the agenda so you can look up at it, and they'll come around and help you. This is especially in like class settings. And I wonder, because Trish is always talking to me about gym etiquette. She's like, I think I've trained you well enough for your gym etiquette. Like, to clean up after yourself. And what does that mean? It means, if you sweat on it, wipe it off, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I have the best gym etiquette when it comes to these group classes, because I find myself like, what? I feel like there's if you could do like a security camera, like footage of that, and then sped it up. There's a squirrel in the class, and I'm just, and the squirrel will look up every now and then and be like, it's, I don't know. I feel like I can be a little bit awkward, but at the same time, I'm like, no, we're here to like get strong and sweat it out, and
it's all about getting your body back in shape and getting healthy, and it's helping with like your mood.
I think I have a weigh-in coming up, because I'm not allowed to start boxing until my BMI is down. And so I am on the strictest diet, and literally, I get to like watch Trish like eat my favorite no-nos. So good. Like, I truly enjoy watching you. And people are like, oh, think about me when you eat that. I literally do. Mm-hmm. And it satisfies the urge. I'm like, that is all psychological to me. Holy shenanigans. And, I'm like, you eat those eggs. And these little chocolate eggs.
Chocolate eggs.
Get enough of. Damn, go eat. It's good stuff. But, and besides that, like, unfortunately, I say unfortunate, but at the same time, like, it's just because I can't run around like a crazy person. You know, like like I love listening to other astrologers talk about like why God puts like certain zodiac signs, sun signs into your life. And I kept meeting Taurians, Cancerians, and there's another one Aries. Tons of Aries. So essentially that, like, over the last, like, since we last recorded, I've been meeting Tauruses, Cancers, and Aries. And so that means slow down, keep to yourself a little bit more. If people, how are you? I'm going to answer. I'm sorry. I mean, if that's, I don't understand society. Okay. And we try to adapt. I think that's a thing for everyone, to be honest. I don't think it's like you're
totally.
Awkward. No, I'm just jubilant. I love life.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to like explore. And then I keep on meeting Aries, which is like, hey, focus more on yourself. And it's like, the universe is trying to tell me to slow down and take care of myself.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I've struggled with that because, when you get two providers in one house, it does do something to your psyche. And, and I keep telling you that, like, oh my God, I hope you don't have to feel this way one day. It's like breaking me of the, provider mode and being, it's so anti, like,
I'm sure
like it goes against everything.
I'm sure at some point in the future I'll experience it and I'll know exactly how you feel.
Now, you're like, and that's why I'm always like, dude, I got to figure out like how to make the, God, give me $1 million idea, and I get them all the time, and then I'm like, I research them to make sure that they haven't been done before, that maybe it's an improvement of some sort. Like, I don't know where the inventor, it got dark.
It did.
That's cool.
It did.
No, how do you like the lighting? The mood lighting.
I also just want to say really quickly that
are we cutting it off?
Our beautiful cat, Imogen Threadgood, just turned 1.
She just turned 1.
She's right behind you.
Yeah,
I thought you were grabbing her. Okay. No. She just celebrated her 1-year birthday.
And she's a calendar girl.
She's a calendar girl.
Yes, sweet calendar. That was her was a baby.
She's a baby.
April.
I know that she made an appearance earlier and you saw how big she got, but yeah.
Ooh.
She's 1 year old, and I cannot. We both, Lindsay and I, are just obsessed, and we're so mad and frustrated, but just so much cuteness, aggression at the same time.
Yeah, she's a Pisces, so she.
She's right there in the little corner. You can see.
Your baby. Oh, girl, I need to stretch. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Iggy and her 1 year birthday.
Iggy. Oh, speaking of the fact that she's in the April calendar, yesterday was April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And usually, this is one of my favorite parts about and it's brightening up again.
It is.
How
the
you
sun
doing?
has decided to
Here
return.
comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Usually on TikTok, there'll be some kind of what really happened in history, for these calendar dates that we
got
have.
you. Okay.
And I found a really good one for April Fool's Days.
Oh, God.
That I was like,
what is
that's
it?
a good one. Okay. Oh, and by the way, happy retrograde. Are you guys tongue-tied?
Oh, yeah. We're T-minus 4 days from being out of it, guys.
So ready. The shadow
So-
period, we're all going to shut up for a second, I
A
swear.
little under a week, and then we have a shadow period, and then but yeah, this retrograde was, I feel like they've all been intense.
They've been intense lately. I feel like, when it started, Philly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, do not test anything.
I'm like, is it just because we're getting older and we're becoming more aware of things that it's like...
That's a good possibility.
When you're young, you don't really think about it, you don't really notice it, you don't really care, whatever the situation.
Retrograde.
But it's like when you get older, you're like, oh, I feel this more than I've ever felt it before.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the biggest thing during retrograde is that your ex comes back. Did your exes come back?
Oh, that's the biggest thing?
That's what's on my feed.
That...
You're
But
always,
wait.
I love you. You're ridiculous.
But wait, what's the April 1st?
So basically, it goes into the 13-month calendar.
Okay.
But they gave even more history about it, and I was like, I'm done. I did. I'm dead.
Please don't.
Word. I'm right here for you, baby. I'm just kidding. No, okay, so 13-month calendar is the way the natural moon cycles, affording 28 days per 13 months. But the reason why it's called the Gregorian calendar, the Gregorian calendar is only 12 months. Here's the freaking backstory to that.
Okay.
It's because Julius Caesar, I can't remember the other dude, wanted their own months. Yep. So in order to feel, I know, here we go. So these two basically Roman public figures wanted their own months. So to make February so short because it belonged to another emperor, right?
Right, okay.
So, I forgot, I wish I could elaborate on it more, but the point is, it was changed to honor these people who wanted a month that was for them. These emperors.
Okay.
So an unnatural cycle is 12 months. So in order to make and the 12 month is to honor April Fool's Day, which is the beginning of spring, not January 1st. Which is it's so known now, and it's just about
the new year.
What do you accept?
Okay.
Time is a made up construct, and apparently, two men really wanted,
their own
months.
So
it's
their own days.
Exactly. So what I thought was interesting was, the Pope.
Okay.
The Pope. I can't remember which Pope it was. Okay. So the point is, the 12-month calendar is a fiscal reminder to pay your taxes. The 13 goes with celestial timing, which is based on the moon cycles, which is what we use to understand crops, women's health, women's reproductive health, all this natural stuff, which only accommodates a 13-month cycle based on the moon, which is 28 days each month, making it 13, which is why Ophiuchus, is the 13th zodiac in between Scorpio and Sag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I believe. So it's like
shout out to all the Afiakans out there.
Shout
by
out
the way,
to the Afiakans.
y'all gonna get recognized.
I love y'all. You know
we recognize you, but
I believe it's Ethiopia is where they still use 13. They honor 13-month calendar.
That's so cool.
I know.
I think that's really cool.
We should go to Ethiopia. And you know the first thing I think of when
food.
I think yes, because of Gray Matters. Yes, because of Gray Matters. Oh my God, he's like, oh, Alan Cummings.
Yes.
He's like, oh, you know, to Ethiopia, you know, eat with your hands.
Yes.
You know? It's so cool. I want to go to. And then our cab driver on your birthday to the Camden Aquarium, that guy was from Ethiopia. And I was like, holy shenanigans. Like, you go based on a 13-month calendar. And he was like, we do. And I was like, how do you say happy birthday in Ethiopian? And it was such a long, he's like, we don't really say happy birthday. We say, and what?
Yeah.
But like,
it was like
it was so cool.
It was really cool.
I liked his van too. I like that old school van. That was a nice van. We did get into an actual
That's
lift.
a nice van.
It was a little bit like work van, but I loved it.
It was
so
a good
cool.
van.
He was such a nice guy. And your birthday was really great.
That was a
until
really
the kids got there.
Yeah, that
not
was
the
a
kids, the
teenagers. The groups and groups of teenagers in the aquarium.
They didn't have any
and like
Finding
not
Nemo
really
etiquette.
Yeah, exactly. And it was
disturbing.
time because there was just so many. It got busy and we ended up getting a. Not gonna lie, pretty shitty margarita pizza afterwards. It wasn't margarita pizza by any means.
Oh yeah, no. We were hungry enough that it was delicious though.
Yeah.
But we were like, we bit into it, we're like, mediocre.
And then we made our way back to Philly,
Yeah, we did.
which is just across the bridge.
Just across the bridge.
And God, that was like 3 years ago now, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. That's insane.
I know.
Anywho,
I know.
that's the podcast, guys.
I'm so ready to go for another hour and a half.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, y'all.
Let us know your thoughts about everything that we've discussed because we want to know.
Everything. I love you.
I love you.
Want to give a sloppy kiss.
Okay, bye.
Bye.